Welcome to Echoes Untold, the channel where history's whispers find a voice. Today, we recount the tragic story of Flydubai Flight 981, a flight that never reached its final destination, forever etched in the annals of aviation disasters. This is a tale of perseverance, misjudgment, and the unforgiving nature of the skies. Stay with us as we unfold the events of that fateful night, analyzing the mistakes, the warnings, and the ultimate lesson left behind. It was the night of March 19, 2016. Flydubai Flight 981, a Boeing 737-800, was scheduled to travel from Dubai International Airport in the United Arab Emirates to Rostov-on-Don Airport in southern Russia. On board were 55 passengers and 7 crew members, a total of 62 souls. The crew that night was led by Captain Aristos Socrates, a Cypriot pilot with over 5,900 hours of experience, and First Officer Alejandro Cruz-Alava from Spain, who had accumulated over 5,700 hours of flight time. Both men were well trained, but the night ahead would push their skills to the limit. As Flight 981 approached Rostov-on-Don, the conditions were far from ideal. A powerful storm loomed over the airport, bringing strong winds, heavy rain, and turbulence. The wind gusts exceeded 55 miles per hour, dangerous but not necessarily impossible to land in. At approximately 1:30 in the morning local time, the pilots attempted their first landing. But as they descended, wind shear, a sudden and drastic change in wind speed and direction, forced them to abort and perform a go-around. This maneuver, while common, requires precision and quick decision-making. The aircraft climbed back to a holding pattern, circling for nearly 2 hours as the crew waited for an opportunity to land safely. But the storm showed no mercy. Other flights diverted to alternative airports, but Flight 981 remained determined to land at Rostov-on-Don. At 3:41 in the morning, the crew decided to try again. They descended through the turbulent air, but the wind conditions remained treacherous. Just 250 feet above the ground, the aircraft suddenly pitched upward in an aggressive climb. Investigators later determined that this was caused by the pilots mistakenly applying excessive nose-up control, possibly due to spatial disorientation, a condition where a pilot loses their sense of balance and orientation. The plane stalled, losing lift, and in a horrifying final plunge, it crashed into the ground near the runway at a speed of over 300 miles per hour. The impact was catastrophic. The aircraft disintegrated instantly, leaving no survivors. Russia's Interstate Aviation Committee, IAC, launched an extensive investigation into the crash. Their final report, released in 2019, revealed that the pilots had been under immense psychological and physical stress after remaining in the air for nearly 2 hours in adverse conditions. Fatigue likely played a role in their misjudgments. The first officer had only 5 hours of sleep the night before, and the captain was also likely exhausted. Their final maneuver, pulling up too sharply, was a fatal error in an already perilous situation. Additionally, Flydubai had come under scrutiny for its demanding schedules and fatigue management policies. Pilots reported exhausting work hours, with some even resigning due to fatigue concerns. The airline later revised its policies in response to the tragedy, but for the 62 souls aboard Flight 981, it was too late. The crash of Flight 981 sent shockwaves through the aviation industry. It was a grim reminder of the effects of fatigue on flight crews, as well as the importance of proper decision-making under high-stress conditions. Flydubai faced intense criticism, leading to a re-evaluation of its crew scheduling policies. The families of the victims were devastated. Many of them were Russian citizens returning home, while others were from different nationalities, including citizens of Ukraine, India, and Uzbekistan. The Russian government provided financial compensation, and Flydubai also issued payouts, but no amount of money could ease the pain of the loss. Memorial services were held at Rostov-on-Don Airport, where a monument was erected in memory of those who perished. The names of the 62 victims are inscribed there, a solemn reminder of the tragedy that unfolded in the early hours of March 19, 2016. Flydubai Flight 981 serves as a grim reminder of the dangers of pilot fatigue, misjudgment, and adverse weather conditions. Aviation authorities worldwide have since reinforced training on spatial disorientation and go-around procedures, ensuring that pilots are better prepared for similar situations. In the wake of the crash, international aviation organizations, including the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, emphasized the importance of crew rest and fatigue management, urging airlines to take proactive measures to prevent such tragedies. New simulator training modules were introduced to help pilots recognize and respond to spatial disorientation, making the skies safer for future travelers. But for the families of the victims, no amount of policy changes can bring back their loved ones. Their loss remains a painful scar, a stark reminder that in aviation, even small errors can have devastating consequences. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue uncovering the echoes of history's untold stories. Echoes Untold, where history whispers, and we listen. Fact-check note: this account is based on the official crash investigation report by the Interstate Aviation Committee, IAC, the final report published in 2019, and verified aviation sources such as the Aviation Safety Network and Flytrader.